Alrighty, here I go back again. Got a video. Um, this one's about speeding. Apparently, the state of Connecticut has a problemo about cars speeding. I don't know. Maybe only Connecticut is a state where cars speed at. I don't know. But apparently, it was enough for them to do a little news video. So let's just see what they got to say.
Trend on Connecticut highways, we've all seen it, incredibly high speeders.
Some driving more than 100 miles an hour. News 8 investigative reporter Jeff Dedarian joins us live from Wallingford with more on this. Jeff.
Hey there, Ann and Dennis. The troopers that are part of this aggressive driving unit say they are busy from the beginning of their shift until the end, pulling over speeders going 90, 100, 110 miles an hour. And the trooper we rode with today says it's pretty simple. Cars are getting faster and drivers more dangerous.
So in some people's minds, if they're not on the space shuttle, they're not speeding.
Trooper First Class Kurt Booker knows speed. He can just sense
Did this guy say the space shuttle?
it, and his laser confirms it. On the job for 30-plus years.
Good afternoon, sir. Trooper Booker from the State Police. The reason why I stopped you, I got you at 88. You have a license for me?
This trooper has done 30 to 40,000 traffic stops, seen all kinds of things. And yes, he says the speeds are getting worse, a lot worse.
If you're driving a 700 or 1,000 horsepower Hellcat, you want to see what the car can do. So you're gonna get out here. You're gonna run that car.
Booker and
Well, you don't need a Hellcat or a Scat Pack or anything like that. I think the speed limit in most places is 55, but of course, a lot of highways they're 65, some maybe even 70. But between a 55 mile per hour speed limit and a highway of 65 or even 70, I think all cars manufactured can go that fast. So we on the highway speeding. It's not about acceleration. It's just about going over that top speed. So you don't need a sports car or souped up car just to speed or even go 20 miles over the limit, which in most places is reckless driving. And notice the car that this trooper is driving. It's a Dodge Charger. It's a common police car that's in many counties and jurisdictions and states. It's just unmarked, but the guy will go on and say, hey, everybody's out here driving different cars, blah blah blah. But 9 out of 10 they still going to drive the common cars that they use for police cars. They just won't be marked.
his partner, Trooper Mike Buck, are part of an elite aggressive driving unit with Connecticut State Police that is targeting these high-rate speeders that just keep happening.
Let's go, boys.
This week, a high-speed headline, a 22-year-old going 124 miles an hour on his motorcycle on I-84.
Now, 124 miles an hour is fast. Okay, it is, but he was on a motorcycle. Now, might not be able to really get with this, but I'm a motorcycle rider myself. I have a sport bike. It's 1,000cc. Top speed, probably like 190 miles an hour. Yamaha R1. I occasionally do like 150, 160 on my bike on Route 50 around here. I mean, it's really not a big deal. Well, I mean, it is a big deal, but it's not like it's uncommon. I'm pretty sure y'all on the highway and heard a motorcycle come screaming. Yeah, it's reckless, but any real sport biker would do 125, every other week, something like that. So 124 is fast. Okay, I get it. But like I said, if you got a 1,000cc bike, you're doing like 130, 140 like it's nothing, because it doesn't really take you that long to get there, and you don't need a whole lot of space to get up to that speed. Now, this guy was doing 124 miles an hour and he got caught. Now, I don't know what happened that he got caught, because if you're on a sport bike, you should not be getting caught. I ran from police plenty of times, probably like 12, 13 times. Yeah, sue me if you want. But when I'm on a sport bike, I own that road. I'm not stopping for police. Well, I do act like I'm stopped. I pull over to the side of the road. I let the police officer get out of his car, walk towards the bike, and then I just gun it. Call me names if you want, but I don't really follow the rules on a motorcycle, sport bike. But when I'm in my car, of course, I stop at stop sign, 3-second stops, red lights. I don't run those. I don't run stop signs. I speed occasionally, like everybody does, which I get into later. But I'm not out here doing 124 in my car, although it can go that fast. Like I said, I drive a Tesla. You don't need this souped up 1,000 whatever he said to go fast, but it's not hard to go 100 miles an hour. You can go 100 miles an hour probably in a Prius. I'm pretty sure the top speed of a Prius is probably like 110, 115. All you gotta do is just keep your foot down there until you hit that top speed. It's not really that hard.
Trying to outrun a trooper. The outrunning part, not so much. He was arrested.
When something happens at 100 miles an hour, for instance, you get a blowout, you tend to lose control of the car. When things happen at that speed, they happen quickly. Not this first car.
So he's just telling us basic common sense. Obviously, if you speed, obviously if you go fast, obviously if you go 100 miles an hour, stuff comes at you quicker. You got to make quicker decisions. Obviously, if you crash at over 100 miles an hour, it'll probably be a lot more worse than it is crashing at 50. I mean, he's just telling us common sense, like we don't know this.
The silver car up there, he's at 90.
Last month, I-84 in Vernon. Driver going 118 miles an hour.
You're lucky you're not under arrest for the speed that you're at. Let's put it that way.
I agree with that. 118 miles an hour, you could get locked up for that. That's 40 miles an hour over pretty much any speed limit, whether it be 55, 65, or whatever. But that's the chance you take if you're going to speed in your car. Because like around here, Virginia, if you go over 20 miles an hour, that's reckless. I mean, you could be going 50 miles an hour, but if the speed limit is 30, that's reckless driving. And in Virginia, a cop most likely will arrest you because they pressed out there. So might want to take caution if you're going to be out here balling like that. Just get you the Waze. The Waze is probably the best thing to do. Get you a Waze, and they point out the police officer, even if they're in the unmarked unit. Waze is pretty good at finding them because the guy's using a laser radar detector. And even if you do have a radar detector, it needs to be one that actually has a laser one that it can detect. Because most of them just detect regular radar, but you gotta get the special ones like Valentine 1 that can detect laser. But what it does, it only detects it for a second. They push one button, bleep, and then it gets the speed. So you don't have like a warning, like a regular radar keep beeping, beep, 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 and keep going faster because it's like always on. A regular radar is always on, but a laser is not always on. It comes on and goes off real quick. So you gotta pay attention to that quick beep. And if you ever got a radar detector, then you know about false alarms and stuff like that. So just get you a Waze. Waze normally points out all the police on the side of the road. Not all of them, but I think they do a pretty good job of reporting police, and that's what I use.
Beginning of September, I-95 East Lyme, 115 miles an hour. Trooper Booker says it's nonstop, this dangerous driving.
The newer cars now, the newer technology with these cars is such that these cars are so smooth, most people don't even realize that they're speeding until you actually stop them.
And at the top of CSP, there is support from the higher-ups to focus on safety with a program called the Fatal Reduction Mitigation Effort. And there is a specific area that troopers target. The numbers, the stats show it's like a racetrack.
They've statistically proven that I-91 is a hotspot for fatals.
But as we saw today, it's not just I-91, it's nearly every highway.
So if you see the speedometer, this police officer doing about 106, 107, 108 miles an hour, just flying. Where is he flying to? There's no car in front of him. Who's he chasing to pull over? He's just doing some type of stunt. But anyway, I think they're just trying to highlight that people are going over 100 miles an hour, which does happen. People do speed, but I'm guarantee you there's people going over 100 miles an hour in New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Virginia, Maryland. I mean, they speed all over the place on the highway. I mean, I can't imagine one state that doesn't have a speeding problem. I mean, that's why they got state troopers. They stay out there pretty much every day. I think they came on talking about, the troopers spend all day catching speeders. I mean, that's their job. What else do they do? Most of them don't patrol neighborhoods and stuff like that. You know, not all of them, but most of them don't patrol neighborhoods. Most of them do the highways and stuff like that. But depending on where you at in the rural area, they might patrol like I said, like a wooded area and stuff like that. But most of them right here, and all they know is traffic. All they do is pull over people all day long. They don't know the other type of stuff like a regular beat cop would. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you know a state that does not have a speeding problem and they need a video like this to let people know that their state has a speeding problem. I think it happens all the time, every day.
Every lane.
Everybody. Cars like that car right there, that Ford, they'll be doing that stuff.
So I would like to see this Ford. Like he just spotting a car, and I guess by the way it looks, he's saying they're speeding. I mean, or they're capable of speeding. I mean, if that ain't profiling, I mean, I don't know what it is. You can get a brand new Corvette, don't mean you're gonna be mashing it. Like I've seen a lot of people who got these sports cars and they drive like a BITCH. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he's not like profiling cars and trying to get them for speed and stuff like that. Cause he's not saying it's speeding. He's just saying, hey, look at that Ford. It's a speeding type car.
You know, because I can't.
Keep this in mind. It was less than 3 minutes when we were with Trooper Booker today. He lasered somebody at over 90 miles an hour. Keep in mind also, too, if you're going 85 or over, you can be arrested for reckless driving. You can lose your license as well. And aside, the troopers we were with today, they're not regular cruisers. They're in different vehicles. You might not recognize them until you see them in your rear view mirror.
So that's about it. I mean, 90 miles an hour. I mean, any car can pretty much do that. Like I said, I live in Maryland. I ride on the Beltway. People do 80, 90 left and right. They just don't get pulled over every day. But I think everybody has a speeding problem. So I don't know why they make it seem like it's a big deal. They say it's an uptick. People have been speeding for decades. So, and there's really no stop to it unless they go full out and have the whole department out here every day. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know about the speeding. Did you learn anything today about Connecticut and their speeding problem? All right.